Hi guys, hello and welcome back to another retro feature right here on the channel. Okay, so as the year is drawing to a close, we're in playing more video games and stuff I suppose, aren't we? Cold evenings and stuff like that. And hopefully it's going to be retro stuff. Okay, so this series is coming to an end next month. So this is the penultimate version of my personal top 10s. And this month we are featuring the Nintendo Gamecube. Okay, so the Gamecube came around, turning the millennia, and it's a mixed ovation, to be fair. Normally, like Nintendo machines, it's a big deal, like when a Nintendo machine comes out, like, you know, you had like your NES, your SNES, you know, and things like that. And obviously they always come accompanied like with a new Mario game and stuff like that. But the Gamecube, I'm not really sure it hit its mark, to be fair, certainly in like the United Kingdom, without going away and researching figures and stuff like that. And I feel it was because of the actual design. It's sort of small and square with like a small carrying handle, which gives it an almost childlike appearance. But yeah, I mean, to me, the Gamecube, I still play the Gamecube now. Any of those people who bought like a Nintendo Wii back in the day, that was also had like a Gamecube emulator on it, which was like really, really clever. But you can't beat original hardware. The Gamecube is one of those machines that you hardly ever see their games emulated on. You know what I mean? It's like a Commodore 64 or you know, stuff like that. There are machines that just don't emulate well. So go out, guys, buy yourself an original Gamecube if that is where you are going. I love my Gamecube personally. Back in the day, you could get like a little disc. They were like region locked, so you couldn't play Japanese games on like an American one or American on an English or so on and so forth. And certainly the number one game on this list for me was really special, really unique at the time. That was unlocked with a little unlocked disc. So the Gamecube was really, to me, a bit like the Dreamcast, like a gamer's machine, you know? It had some unique things that come with it, like little sets of drums and all kinds of stuff, and you might just see a game that involved them later. And yeah, it's a really worthwhile little machine. Okay, so look, kick back, guys, grab a brew or a bevy or whatever you want, and have a look at my top 10 list, okay? In at number 10, we start with Sega Soccer Slam. This was an absolutely fantastic game. It was like 3-on-3 football, I think. It's been a while. And you could do like all kinds of little special moves, and the goals are over-exaggerated. There were like some real like different characters and that kind of thing to play. The music was brilliant. I think like each player had like his own kind of tune. I remember there being like a big Scottish guy, and if you scored a goal with him, it'd have like the bagpipes and stuff like that. This was just fun. It was one of them where your mates would come round, you'd have a couple of beers, grab a couple of controllers, and just have a good old game of footy. No offsides, nothing like that. No rules, no throw-ins. Just, you know, I think you'd probably say now it's probably Volta mode in like FIFA or something. But hey, no, this is where it began for me. Sega Soccer Slam. Number 9, staying with the extreme sports or extreme versions of sports. I'm a big NHL fan, massive New York Rangers fan. And NHL Hitz come out. I'm not sure if it was in the arcade or not at the time, but this come out, and this was basically the same sort of thing. Just fun hockey. All the rules and everything taken out of ice hockey, and just a chance to, like Sega Soccer Slam, sit down with your mates, grab a controller, have a few beers. These things, like, they're sort of party games, do you know what I mean? Really, really good. Number 8, Timesplitters 2. This was a nice little shooter. I don't do shooters per se. I've played my share of like Halo and Call of Duty. I love Doom and things like that. But this one really got me. It was a copy I borrowed off a friend. It had like split screen mode, you know, like co-op. So you could both play like the same game at the same time and that. Some nice characters, some interesting locations. Every different level was like interesting, stuff like that. Decent little multiplayer modes. You know, just a really good solid shooter. Number 7, Burnout. This, in my opinion, was arcade racing at its best. It was just a set of cars, and they weren't like big name cars like you get like a Gran Turismo or something. They were just like, you know, random kind of cars, and some would have like better handling, some would have better speeds and that kind of thing. But the thing about this one, which gave its little niche, was the crashes. the crashes were like really good. You know, if you hit something previously in racing games, you kind of crash and you just like stop and like start again. Not this. You'd have like full glorious like action replay modes of like car crashes and stuff like that, or smashes and things. It was a really good game. Number 6, Super Monkey Ball. Oh my word, Super Monkey Ball. This game was just phenomenal. Again, like with shooters and probably even racers, puzzles aren't my thing. I don't have a lot of patience. But Monkey Ball was just so adorable. You had like a choice of different monkeys, little monkeys who were in like a ball, and like you had to like roll along, roll your ball along, collect like bananas and get to like the end of the level before a very strict time. I think the first few levels were quite kind, but like after like level 10 it just gets like mean and ridiculous. You kind of, the platforms are tilted, you'd have all sorts of fun trying to keep your monkey on. They were also probably famous for having a set of little bonus games. You do like Monkey Bowl and a Monkey Target. Monkey Target, you kind of fire like, you roll like your little ball down a hill and jump off and fly and try and land on the target. It's very Pilot Wings, but it was just a load of fun. I think to be fair, I bought it for the party mode more than anything, but I did actually sit down and have a good crack at the puzzle mode. Hence the fact most of the white hairs on my head today. Number 5, Donkey Konga. As previously mentioned, the Gamecube had some interesting peripherals, one of which was a set of bongo drums. Donkey Konga is a rhythm-based game. It basically plays tunes and you have the bongos on your knee, and you're tapping in line to them, so various symbols come up. If you think like Guitar Hero but like with bongo drums, you know, the symbols come up and you've got a match in time, so you might have to sort of tap one bongo or tap the other, or make clap or whistle or do a double tap or things like that. Songs of like various difficulties, some will go faster, some will go slower. Hey, it's got Donkey Kong in it, Anna, so I'm always going to love it. Donkey Konga, well worth a look. Number 4, Luigi's Mansion. This is great. I am a horror fan. I love horror. And Luigi's Mansion basically just took that little bit of a theme, a light horror theme, and just put it into a game that was so addictive. It's really nice to see a game without Mario, and implement Luigi, and he's like a little Ghostbuster. He's got this little machine, and he goes along and he's walking through various locations in the mansion, and he's trying to find the ghosts. They like behind curtains or here, there and everywhere, and there's certain ways to get them out, and you've got to basically suck them up into like your vacuum, and clear the mansion out. Just really good fun. Typical Nintendo fare, totally off the wall. Okay, it was left field for me when it come out. I'd seen nothing like it. It's still worth playing today. It's still highly playable. Some folks have probably played it, I think on like the Switch or something like that, but for me, play it on a Gamecube if you're going to play it. Number 3, no Nintendo list is complete without a Mario or a Zelda. Windwaker is, and still is, phenomenal. The big draw with this game, which gave it its divisive audience, was the style of graphics. It looked nothing like any other like Zelda game. It was like cel shaded, and to be honest, it really works. I say it did divide people. Some people didn't like the graphic style and couldn't play the game. Me, I just love like RPGs, the exploring games and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into the plot. It's a Zelda game. You've all got a good idea. And no spoilers, obviously. But hey, if you're looking for a decent little RPG and you've got a GameCube or you're getting a GameCube, you can do a lot worse than this one. Number 2, Mario Kart Double Dash. Again, you've got to have a Mario game in the list. And I know people are going to scream at me with this being the only one in there. Surprise, surprise, Mario isn't number 1 in any form. In my opinion, this stands alongside the original SNES version for playability of Mario Kart games. It's absolutely fantastic. The gag with this one is that you have 2 characters on the kart, Double Dash, and like you can swap characters over. So you'll be driving with one. You have like say Mario driving with like Luigi on the back, and then you can flick them over, and various characters do various things, and it's mayhem, isn't it? Decent multiplayer mode as well, as always. You play these games, the Mario Kart, be it the SNES, Switch, whatever version you're going to play it on, you've got no friends, do you know what I mean? They're the ultimate in fun, the ultimate in entertainment, and this iteration on a GameCube really is worthwhile. And we reach our number 1, okay? Animal Crossing. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned the fact of region unlocking. This game is it is phenomenal. At the time, certainly. I mean, it's been released on DS and Switch and probably everything else now, so it's not new anymore. But at the time, I got this and I just loved it. And I remember like going into work. You like this little character on an island with like little animal inhabitants, and there's a fella called Tom Nook, and he's got like a little store. So you go along and like you do various little tasks for the folks. You build relationships with them. You go and sort of find seashells and stuff and fish out the sea and go and sell stuff in the shop to get money to buy better things for your house, and you can build a bigger house. And it's just one of those like phenomenal experiences. Like I say, I remember going into work and telling like my friends about it at the time, and they were just like, you know, are you off your rocker? Well, a bit more expletive than that. And you know, I think everybody thought I was mad just going home to play this little game, but I'd go home at the end of a long day, you know, and I'd just play it for hours and hours and hours. You get in from work about, say, 10 o'clock at night, and it'd be 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're still walking around fishing and doing stuff. You know, absolutely unbelievable. For me, as I say, it's a personal choice, and a lot of people are going to turn around and scream there's no Mario on there at number 1, or why isn't Zelda number 1, or, you know. But for me, Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Gamecube imported was just the dogs. So, folks, that was my own personal top 10. There's going to be games in there that I think some people will agree with, more so some of the bigger ones, your Zeldas and like your Marios, Luigi, stuff like that. And there's going to be some ones that people are going to be saying, where's like the big Mario game in there or whatever, you know. Like all these episodes of the series, guys, they're just my own personal tastes, the games that I sort of played on my GameCube and whatever. But hey ho, I really hope that you enjoyed it. Comment below, folks, okay? Let me know, did you have a GameCube? Do you collect GameCube? What are your favourite games? What would be your number 1? What did I leave out, apart from the obvious Mario game? And anything that you'd add, okay? YouTube stuff before I go. Subscribe, like, share. More importantly, please leave a comment below. Next month is the last one in the series, and we'll be having a look at the PlayStation 1, okay? An absolutely epic machine from the 90s. Alright, folks, that's me. I'll see you all next time.